Hello, welcome. My name is Michelle Darby, Lady Thermomix a lot. I'm just going to do some adjustment here because I did move things earlier and mucked things up. Welcome to the live demonstration. So I'm going to be cooking two things with you today. So this is all about meal prep and helping us get all of the preparation done. So I'm going to do preparation for two items that's going to help us with two meals. So there's different flavors in both of those, and one of them I'll pop up and show you on the screen while I'm adjusting this one. So have a look and see. I've got offers that are up there as well. So these are the offers that we've currently got going, and you'll see these I'll talk about them as I make these with you. And we have the most amazing thing happening right now. If you host a demonstration, if you're curious and you've got some friends that are curious as well, and they would like to know more about Thermomix, now is a great opportunity to host a demonstration either live on a Facebook like this and bring two or more friends outside of your home, and you can earn the free fabulous thermo server that's currently out. I'll get mine out to show you. I forgot to get it out. So here is the fabulous thermo server that's currently on offer. It's got this lovely handle that keeps it all together. It's beautiful, keeps things warm. We're going to keep that on. And then you've got this carrier as well. So that keeps all of your items in there either cold or hot. And then you can carry that away with you when you go somewhere. So that's what I want to promote today in my live. But we're going to start with our first part of the cooking. So the first one I'm doing, the two images are in the slide in the front here. We have the creamy Mediterranean chicken that I'm going to bring up on the Thermomix. So we've got the lovely TM7. This particular recipe is from the Skinny Mixes, if you know her. So creamy Mediterranean chicken bake. So we're going to be doing all the things to prepare for it first, and then we're going to be baking it later. So that's what my meal prepping is starting now. And I'm also going to make the tandoori paste after I have done all the parts with this. So we're going to start this. And I've got most of my ingredients out. So the ingredients here are for the tandoori paste. And then I've got all of my other ingredients as prepared as I can possibly be for this particular one. So we're going to make the lovely, what do we call this part? All of the dry ingredients to place onto our chicken first off. So we're going to put the dried oregano. So you can see there's a beautiful, lovely, large screen. The scales are in, I'm going to tear those. The scales are in the feet of the TM6, and we have the insulated bowl. So it's a lovely, big, huge screen that we've got here. So we want 2 teaspoons. I'll get my measuring spoons over here. So if you have any questions, please just post them in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them, or I will come back to you after I have completed this session. So I will go back and have a look at them. So definitely, please, if you've got any questions or if you are interested in hosting a demonstration. So I'm here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, but I can absolutely do these live with you, as I mentioned. So 2 teaspoons of dried oregano. Back to our cooking. If you grow your own, you can definitely make your own oregano, however people say it. That's 2 teaspoons. That's half. Sorry, that's a half, so I need another 2. So I'm going to tick that. So this is what the guided cooking is all about. It keeps us on task, and all of the ingredients are on here, and it takes us step by step for each of them. Now I've got onion powder. We're going to put 2 teaspoons of onion powder. So once again, I've got to do 4 of mine because I've got half a teaspoon out. Keeping a nice supply of standard herbs you use all the time. I use them regularly. So keeping them in nice containers or glass jars so that you know what's in there. I've got a lovely display next to my fridge that I can roll out. So that's where all of my spices get kept. Oh, that was garlic powder. I put more garlic powder in. Whoopsies. And then, so I've doubled the, this is what happens if you're not reading it on the side. You shouldn't be able to make mistakes, but I'm human. So onion powder We need 2 teaspoons, so I am going to try and do my best. It's going to be a little bit heavier in the garlic, onion, sorry. Here we go. All right, we'll be all right. It'll be fine. So we'll tick that, and then we want some ground pepper. It says 1/4 teaspoon. I'm just going to eyeball it. Also to your flavour. You can also adapt these to how you like something. Nothing is precise here. It's your own recipe. You can adapt it. So we're going to go next. So this is going to mix all of this together. Popped our lid on, and it's telling us that. So it won't go forward. It's telling us in the image. So there's a lovely big picture here showing us that lid's going on. So you can see when the lid is off, it recognises that that lid is off, and popping it back on. So it now knows that that's back on there. So it's saying 10 seconds at speed 7. So it's really quiet. It's blending all of those together. You can see a little bit of that coming out at the top. That's the magic. Makes the noise if you can hear. So I'm going to tick that yes, I have done that. And there's a little button down here if you can repeat that if you're not 100% happy with the texture. So opening that up, you can see the magic of all of the dust coming through. So I'm going to click next. So it tells me to place 4 chicken breasts and 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil into a bowl. So I've got mine here in a dish that I kept in the fridge. So when I had my chicken, I've cut mine a little bit smaller. So this is my chicken breast. So you can see that in there. I have mine in a container all ready for the cooking process. So I am now going to put 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil and toss it over them. And then I'm going to be putting this lovely seasoning on it. So that's just going all over the meat. I'll pop that to the side, and I'm going to use one of my spoons here. It's the chicken. Some people don't like touching chicken. You can always put gloves on, and we just need to make sure that we also wash our hands after chicken quite well. We don't want to also use other utensils, cross-contamination, so being very careful about that. Following our hygiene processes, washing hands and so forth. So you can see how I'm coating the extra virgin olive oil over that, and then I'm going to be sprinkling all of the lovely dry ingredients. The seasoning is how we're calling that, and you can see that's all up there. I'm going to sprinkle that. Actually, I might wash my hands because they're a bit oily. Over here, just rinsing them, and then I'm going to put it over so I've got a clean hand, and it's going to go over our chicken here, and I'm going to toss it all through. Get my spatula, make sure we get all of our bits out, and then I'll be coating that again. So the next, I've chosen this one first because the tandoori paste that I'm going to be making has got some heavier spices in it. So the spices that I have used here are nowhere near as potent, and they'll be easier for me to manage. So putting that all over my chicken, and then we're going to be popping this aside for later. And it does ask for a cast iron dish to be cooked in the oven. So I have one at the back here that you can see behind me. That's the one I'm going to be using. I've had that one for many, many years, and it works well for me. So there we go. We've got some lovely seasoning on our chicken that will be cooking on the stove top when it comes time. So this is me once again reminding you that I'm meal prepping. Getting all of these ready for when I go to cook the meal. Just using some soap now to wash my hands, making sure there's nothing up in my nails, being very thorough with the cleaning process. All right, so I'm going to pop my chicken aside, put my lid back on, and I'm going to pop that back in my fridge. And I'm beginning the next step of that preparation. All right, so we're going to go next. And this is where if we were cooking it straight away, we'd be putting our oven on. So 190 degrees, but I'm not at that point yet. So I'm going to begin the next part of getting my sauce ready. So it doesn't tell me to clean the bowl or anything like that. So you can see once again, it's all in that one space. So we want 100 grams of drained semi-dried tomatoes and 70 grams, 100 grams semi-dried tomatoes and 70 grams of olives. I didn't have many olives, so we're going to be skipping the olives today. I thought I had some, but that's not a problem. Okay, so we're going to weigh in the dry. Now I've taken the oil out and kept that to the side. So when that was drained, I'm going to think about if I want to use that oil when it asks for oil, or if it asks for oil in the recipe. Waste not, want not, and there's so much flavour in that oil as well. Oops, almost to there. Oh, perfect. So that's now, because it was 100, it's going to tick itself off. So it recognises that it's 100 grams and it ticks it off for me. So then I'm just going to put what I had there with my olives. And they were black olives, those particular ones. It says mixed, I don't want to use that tea towel again, mixed marinated pitted olives, which those ones are. And then we're going to tick that because we have not got enough. So we're going to move on from that. And then we're going to chop those up. And once again, it's just telling us this is 7 seconds on speed 4 and it wanted our lid on. Hope you're having a lovely Thursday. And we're going to go next. So it says scrape down at the sides of the bowl with the spatula. So I'm going to use the same spatula that had the seasoning because it's all going into the mix anyway. It's not going to make any difference. So you can see in the top there, all of those tomatoes, beautiful flavours are being brought in with the olives. It would have been a little bit nice if we had some more, but that's not a problem for me today. And then next, now we're going to start adding the other bits in. So this is going to be the lovely cream that goes over once we've cooked our chicken. So look, I don't have my cream out, so I'm going to get my cream. It's asking for some thickened cream. 300 grams. I'll pour that in. So think about what it would have been to you having a demonstration and who you would invite. Think about those people that would also benefit from seeing or have questions they would like to know about a Thermomix. So just, two or more people outside of your home. And as I said, we can make it happen. We can do it online. There are so many options out there, but that's only for this month. So make sure you take advantage of that so you can get yourself one of those beautiful thermoservers. It keeps your meal warm if you cook it ahead of time and you're waiting for someone to come home for dinner, husband's late or anybody else in your family is running a bit late, and you can keep it warm. It also keeps things cold, which is fabulous. I've kept ice cold in there too. It's lovely by the pool with some ice and a lovely drink. Your ice creams stay cold in that. Your fruity dreams. Okay, so that's ticked it off again. Now we're going to do our chicken stock paste. So I have made my own chicken stock paste. So you can do that in your Thermomix as well. I use it all the time. And my vegetable stock paste. So I made that the other day again. So this is asking for 20 grams of the stock paste. So you know everything that's in there. There's no nasties at all. All fresh ingredients. A little bit more to make it up to the 20. There we go. So it's asking now for 20 grams of fresh lemon juice. And how much is that? Oh, it's not quite enough. I do have another lemon here that I can quickly add. A little bit more. Don't want to get any seeds in it though. So just hopefully I am on ball today. And as I squeeze them and catch them in my hand. Nearly there. I don't mind getting close. That's pretty close to me. 19, look at that. Happy with that. So I'm going to tick that myself. Then we want, once again, some ground black pepper. Season to taste. Depends how much you like or how little you'd like to put. And then it's asking for our baby spinach leaves. I didn't get mine out. And here we go. So how much we want? 80 grams of baby spinach leaves. It's surprising when you see the bag how much 80 ends up being. Ooh, like this is a bag of 120 and you wouldn't think that it could use that much. It's almost the whole bag. But it's incorporated into that lovely sauce that we're going to have. Sorry, all that rustling around. Okay, so that's ticked that off and it's going to go next. So I'll stir to combine. So we're going to add all of that and that's going to be added to our chicken. So I'll show you what that looks like once I have stirred and incorporated all of that together. And I've got a little jar that I'm going to keep that in. So next, and now we're going to cook that. Popping it back on there so you can all see what I'm doing. And once again, we want to make sure we keep that handle to the front or else it will not work. It's not meant to go any other way other than that. Yeah, so we're going to cook this next. So once again, it's asking for the lid on. Now it's happy and it's 5 minutes, 100 degrees on speed 1. So I've mentioned that there's a green light here. So when it's cooking, it's going to start getting warmer and that colour will change and it gets up to temperature really quickly. And we have the insulated bowl as well, so it's safe to touch. So I'm just going to scroll down and see if anyone's commented yet. No, that's all good. Okay, so I'm going to once again flick you through to the latest offers and have a bit of a check in on what they are. So in this particular screen that I have pre-prepared for you, I have, oh, I better keep it open so I can see. So we have the see it, want it, host it, get it. So that's our fabulous 2.7 litre Thermomix server. And it is a wonderful little device that keeps your meals warm or cold. So these are very popular. And as I said, I use it all the time. And I know that it's been helpful for me in my kitchen and my cooking. And I have heard lots and lots of my customers really enjoy it and are keen to get this as well. So this is a fabulous way, hosting that demonstration and sharing your interest with your friends, family, your tribe, 2 or more people outside of your home that would like to know more. So the price for our Thermomix is $2,649. We have payment options. We have the payout straight out, or you have your earn your Thermomix, which is how I began my journey. We also have Afterpay. We have Zip Money, and we have Hum with all of the terms and conditions that apply with all of those payment options. But reach out to me and I can give you some more information. So I have also popped in there, you can see on the screen in front of you, there's 2 images. We have the items, the menu matrix. So they are the menu items that we like to offer when it comes to Thermomix and doing our demonstrations. And then we have our other host reward options that are normally there. But for this month, we have our ThermoServer bowl on offer. There's all that you need to do is to have 2 people outside of your home, as I mentioned, and we have a qualifying terms and conditions, that we make sure that we're following all of those, and we're going to you can host your demonstration. So that is a wonderful way to learn more about Thermomix. And also, I've had people mention to me that they're not using their Thermomixes very much. So it's another great way to find out how you can be using your Thermomix more, and having those people there that can share and maybe ask some questions too. So that's another good way they can help you find out what's the best way to get the most out of your Thermomix and start using it as much as you should be. So it is the tool that helps you. It doesn't solve all of your problems in the kitchen, but for me personally, it certainly helps me keep the kitchen clean. It helps inspire me with all of the recipes in Cookie-Do. So there's lots and lots, there's thousands of recipes in there, and the guided cooking as well. So these are the things that I particularly like, and the one pot as well, doing a lot of dishes in the one pot, or I am pre-preparing this afternoon to get all of my 2 meals ready. So I will be making the tandoori paste to use for a demonstration later on over the weekend. That'll be for the creamy chicken curry. So that's going to be a lovely one as well. So this is counting down now. So it's gone up to 90 degrees rather quickly, and we're counting down as it goes through the process. So any other questions you can think of, it's a great opportunity to, as I mentioned, host a demonstration, and it's fun. You can make it as fun as you like, bringing people along. I know I've had some lovely customers get back to me and saying that they've learnt so much from having the Thermomix demonstration and having their friends along, and they enjoyed it as well. So please ask questions if you have any. So what are some of the other features that I have enjoyed? So about my Thermomix, also keeping things clean. So it has a washing feature in there as well. So one of those functions, it's set up and you can pre-clean your bowl. So it helps keep the kitchen clean. It's also about the extra set of hands. It allows you to do other things in your house. So while this would be cooking, I'm talking away to you, but I could be using that time more efficiently. So have a think about what that would mean to you. What would you be doing with that extra set of time in your life? Would you be spending more time with your family, being more present, helping the children get ready for bath time, homework? Would it be cleaning up the kitchen, or would it be just taking some time, putting your feet up? If you've had a long day, that might be what you need at the end, is a little bit of extra helping hand so that you can put your feet up and have a relax. Okay, so let's go and have a look at what that looks like. So this says placed. So this is when we would start getting the rest of our dish ready. So we've got all of that came together, all incorporated, and looks lovely. So that would be going over our chicken once we cook that. So I'm going to step you through the next parts to what that all is, and then I will be moving on to the tandoori paste that cooks really quickly. So this recipe reads as: place a cast iron baking dish over medium-high heat, add 1 tablespoon of oil and sear the chicken breasts for 2 to 3 minutes on each side until they're golden brown. Then it tells you pour the creamy sauce over the chicken, scatter with 60 grams of feta cheese crumbled and all the other remaining 30 grams of olives. So you could put something else in there if you wanted. And then it says cover the dish with foil and bake for 30 minutes. I have a lid on mine, and bake for 30 minutes, then remove the foil and bake for another 5 minutes until the chicken is cooked. And that would be, and then we add the end, serve the chicken sprinkled with pepper, drizzled with extra lemon juice, and garnish with basil. I am going to use potatoes with mine, so I'm going to have mashed potatoes and some lovely green beans, and I think that's going to be a delightful dinner for all of us. So I'm going to be putting I'm hoping that fits in there. That's what I had planned to do, putting my sauce to the side because I have now prepped that so that I will be ready when I want to do my dinner, because it's not time for me yet to do it. My husband's working late tonight, and I wanted to do 2 things in once and get all of this prepped and ready so that it just made it, when it comes time for cooking, a very easy process for me. And that's what I am choosing to do this evening to make my life a little bit easier. As I said, once again, Thermomix is the tool that helps make things a little bit easier in my life. I wonder what that means to you. What does that look like? What would be an important saver for you? Time, inspiration, staying off your feet. There's so many things there. So you can see that beautiful sauce is all there ready, looking stunning. Okay, so I'm going to put the bowl on for a quick wash, rinse down because we've had other things in there. So what I'm doing is going over to my sink, giving it a quick rinse to get the majority of the items out, rinse them. Then I will be putting water, a few drops of detergent and some vinegar in my bowl, and then I'm putting it on for a quick wash. On she goes, facing the front, if I can get the two hands in the right position. So I'm going out of there. I'm going to get my vinegar from the cupboard and just popping a couple of drops inside there, just a splosh, and then I'll be putting my lid on, tapping the top button where it comes up with these other extras, which is the timer, the scales, or the pre-cleaning. So I'm going to do the pre-clean, and I'm going to do a quick 2-minute clean and push the play button. Then I'm going to clean up the rest of my bench while that's happening and get ready for my next step. So I'm putting all of the cold items back away. So my cream, my chicken stock, I'm letting my sauce cool down with a lid on. And keeping that to the side for the moment. Put my spinach away because I have a little bit left over. I might even put a little bit of extra spinach in mine when I'm cooking it. So have a think about what you would be choosing to have if you were doing a demonstration. So when you have your demonstration, I should word that, because you want to have one and you need to have one. Think about the menu matrix that we talked about earlier and what you would be cooking. So I'm going to pop that up again for you to have a look at while I continue talking to you. So the offers that we have there: host it, love it, get it, enjoy your TM7 with 6 sales in 90 days. So that's how you can earn a Thermomix. And have a think about what you would be wanting to cook in your demonstration. So have a look at those ones on the front screen there, and you can see that I have it up there for you to choose from. There is the Fruity Dream. You can see there's some bread in there. There's also the creamy chicken, the curry, and there's the Marry Me chicken pasta. That's one of my favourites. That's a family favourite, that one. So yeah, have a think about what you might like in that space. And there's the mushroom risotto. If you're not a mushroom person, we would be able to think of something else that might suit you. So there's plenty of other risottos out there that are delightful, and that I'm sure we can find one that would suit you. If you're a vegetarian, that's a good option for us to find. If you're gluten-free, we can find something in that space as well. So have a think about all of those things that would mean something to you. All right, so I'm coming back now after cleaning my bowl, and I'll show you the screen again, the main screen. And I have cleaned my bowl while I was talking to you, and I'm just wiping it down with a clean tea towel, a fresh clean tea towel, and then we're going to start that tandoori paste just quickly. So it's such a quick paste. That's what we use in the creamy chicken curry. and it's a delightful recipe, that one. I've done something with my lid. Here it is over here in the drainer. And I'll go back to my main screen so that I can see if anyone's commenting. There we go there. And then I'm going to take us back to the main screen. I'm going to move that spatula out the way because it is not clean, and I'm going to wipe my area off to keep it clean as I cook. It's off to the side. Okay, so now I'm going to go back out of that. So there we have the tandoori paste, and I'm bringing that up. So these were already placed in my menu for the week. So that's when you can be very organised and plan your entire week of all the meals you're going to cook, and then you can have anybody else in the household can cook those as well, and it's guided cooking. All right, so we're going to start this. So we've also got little tabs down the bottom here. There's an overview, there's ingredients, preparation, tips, and more. So you can even put your own notes in there. So we're going to push the start, and we're going to begin. So all of the ingredients go straight in, and then it pretty much blends it together. So I'm just making sure that everything is dry and clean before I begin. All right, so first off, we want 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds. 1 tablespoon. Going in. Think about what your favourite meals would be. Ticking that, I've done that. Oh, tick. And then I want some cumin seeds. Cumin seeds, we want 1.5 tablespoons of cumin seeds. 1, and I'm just going to eyeball it, and 1/2. Oh, it smells lovely. I'm putting them to the side so that I know that I've done those. Then it's asking for black cardamom pods. Now, black cardamom pods aren't one that you can normally get in Woolworths. They normally have green. So these I got from the Asian food store. So I'm going to get 6 of these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that'll last you a while. So it was an Asian food store, an Indian food store. Pop those to the side. So that was the black ones. They do have different flavours. Then it's asking for whole cloves. And it wants 10 of those. So I'm going to count them out before I pop them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's close. Tick that. And it's asking for a particular chili powder, but I've got the one I got once again at the Asian food store, and it wants 2 tablespoons. Make sure I'm reading that right because I'm upside down. Might get a clean another one. That's the green one. Chili went up my nose as I looked at that. 2 tablespoons of chili. So tandoori paste, it is a strong chili, but it's not too bad. I can tolerate it, that's for sure. 2 tablespoons of that. And when you make this paste, it lasts for a while as well. We've done that now. Move that to the side. Tick that off. Now it's asking for 1 tablespoon of turmeric. I'm really hoping I've got enough of that left. I think it's going to be pushing it, but we're just going to have to make do. And look at that. That's it. I am due to buy some more, so that's on the shopping list already. Off to the side. Tick that. Now we want ground cinnamon, 2 tablespoons. Where's my cinnamon? I didn't get that out. Where's the cinnamon? Two tablespoons. I'm going to get a teaspoon and pour it into my spoon so I'm not cross-contaminating the flavours. Ooh. Very gentle. What did it say again? 2 tablespoons. So, ooh, I'm going to have to open up my new one. Got a new, I went to Costco and got a new one. A new bulk one to open up. So my husband thought I was crazy when I bought such a large cinnamon container, but we go through quite a bit of it. So this particular one I got from Costco. It was definitely cheaper than running around trying to get the smaller ones. Oh, I can't quite get that off. There we go. Oh, it's got a good seal on it. Oh. Yes, dad joke. What can I say? So it's a little different in colour. Okay, that's 2 tablespoons of the cinnamon. Put my lid back on, move it to the side. Ticking that. Sea salt, 1 tablespoon of sea salt. I'm going to use sea salt flakes. Oh, what have I got up there? What's the other one? No. I'll use this one. That's a lot of salt, but we use a lot of salt when we're making our stock paste as well. So this will last for a while. A lot of salt, but as I said, it's part of the process of making it last. We want some brown sugar, 60 grams of brown sugar. Good thing I've got a dishwasher. We're using all of these. So as I said, it's got the scales all clear, ready to go. Just check that it's all where it needs to be. Don't touch the sides because it will impact the weight. So you need to make sure that you don't touch it as you're pouring things in. Ooh. What was that? That was the lid. A little bit over for extra love. Okay, so then it's asking for 120 grams of tomato paste. I didn't get that out either. Lucky I know that I had all of these items there. I'm not going to worry about the extra sugar in this one. That won't matter. 120 grams. It's on 0. Nearly there. There we go. I always store my tomato paste in the jar upside down. It does seem to keep it lasting longer. And then it's asking for 120 grams of garlic paste. I've actually chopped mine up a little earlier, made my own. You can use just store-bought, or you can make your own garlic paste. So we want 120 grams. I'm not sure how much this is. I might need to use some of the, I'm going to be using some of the jar one as well. I much prefer fresh, but I didn't have quite enough there, so use a bit of both. Double checking. Garlic. Yep. Ooh. There we go. Once again, it's ticking it all off for us. And now it's asking for fresh ginger. I think I'm just under with the amount of ginger that I had. So we'll just have to have what we've got this time round. It's asking for 80 grams. Once again, you can use, it says fresh ginger or ginger paste. I thought I had ginger paste as well, but I don't. So it is a bit under with this one, so it's slightly going to affect the taste. So it's just almost 10 grams less. I'll tick that off. Now it wants extra 200 grams of olive oil. So remember, this is a paste. So remember, when you're making curry, when you buy them at the shops, they are quite oily. So that's the purpose of it. It's a paste, so you can use it sparingly, as much as you like or a little as you like. There we go. Just that, I'm happy with that. I don't want to add another splash. Now, next. So that's all it is, and then it's going to blend that all together. It's for 20 seconds, and off we go. Cleaning up as we go, getting the space clean. Okay, so what does it tell us now? It says repeat if necessary. So let's have a look as I open up the top what that looks like. Oh, that looks lovely. So that is a beautiful curry paste. So you can see I'm pretty happy with that. I don't think it needs too much more. I'm going to push it all down in and see what I think. It would be a matter if we didn't have all of the garlic incorporated or all the ginger. So if there was smell-o-vision, once again, you would smell how lovely the flavours come together. So that is, I'm happy with that consistency, I think. But for the purpose of doing this live, I'm going to show you what that looks like if I do just a little bit longer. We can stop it at any point. So we're going to go repeat, and it's going to go play. And then I'm going to stop. I'm going to choose to stop mine now and see where that's at. So there you go. All incorporated, making sure that we've got it all there together. So now you can store that however you like. And I am going to just quickly bring up the recipe on 𝐓𝐶𝐑o. So next, so we've done that. And so it says transfer into a sealed, sterilised jar. And that's our beautiful tandoori paste. And we can put it on lovely chicken sticks or however you'd like to use it. But I am going to go and search the creamy, is it in there? I got it. Creamy chicken curry. Am I typing it right? Chicken curry. And search. So here it is here. This is the one I was looking for. And then we can go down to the ingredients and it's going to tell us how much is in that one. So this recipe is, we use cauliflower, fresh ginger, tandoori paste. So it says 90 grams. So if you're making this recipe on a regular basis, you could choose to store that in 90-gram containers in your freezer and then just pop it out every time. So you don't have to make it every single time. So that's what I talked about with the meal prep. So that was 2 meal prep options. And you can see the lovely pictures that I have on my front here. And that's what they both look like. So I hope you've enjoyed today's little cook along, my live cooking. And I'll see what I'm going to come up with next week. I was a bit late this week, a bit of a busy week. And, you know, life throws us curveballs sometimes. We just got to roll with it and do what we can. So yes, if you want to host a demonstration, reach out to me. I have some dates available. if you'd like to get yourself the fabulous thermoserver in your kitchen to once again help you on your journey and make your life easier, this wonderful thermoserver is available for those hosting a demonstration. So let's make that happen for you. I would be so excited to support you. So Michelle Darby, Thermomix consultant in Australia. I'd love to help you out. Have a fabulous afternoon and talk to you soon. Bye for now.